Hello, this is Adam from mecanto.com product reviews, and I'd like to welcome you to my Easy Sketch Pro 3.0 review. I will be starting this off by going through some features in the new version of Easy Sketch Pro, and then I will transition into a demonstration of the product itself. Only my second or third time really using the software, but I already feel comfortable using it because that's just how intuitive and user-friendly it is. As we go through some of the features here, these are the ones that stood out to me the most. First of all, it creates popular whiteboard animation videos that have been proven to be highly effective and also just an all-around excellent for marketing purposes. People tend to respond very well to these whiteboard sketch animation videos, and many of the top marketers have been using them for their campaigns, whether it's promoting their own products or perhaps promoting an affiliate offer. As I mentioned just a moment ago, it's also extremely user-friendly and intuitive, which makes it possible, and of course I'm referring to the software interface being user-friendly and intuitive, and this makes it possible for anyone to create high-quality and engaging sketch videos, particularly those of us that struggled to create videos previously and kind of felt like we were on the outside looking in terms of watching everyone else create these awesome YouTube videos and not being able to do it ourselves unless we paid someone. Another thing I really like, and you're going to see this in my demo, this software comes with an abundance of images, backgrounds, and music that you can use with your video creations. And I really mean abundance when I say it. Particularly, I was impressed by the amount of music, background music to choose from. It's really hard. It's harder than I thought to find background music that goes with your video, but this comes with a great selection. And there's also a new feature that I hope to go over, and this new feature allows you to make any video interactive with the click of a button. By interactive, I mean that you can add a call to action button inside the video itself, social buttons, and even opt-in forms, and users can interact with your video if it is on your website. Of course, you cannot do that on YouTube. So that's a brief overview, and from there we can jump into the software itself. Alright, here we are inside of the new Easy Sketch Pro 3.0. I haven't closed it since my last recording, actually, so this is what I was working on, just some really just playing around with it. I made a little highlight video with one of my favorite players on the left, and the video itself being sketched in, and then it plays. But today I'm just going to kind of dive in, create a new project. There won't be much commentary on how I do this and that. I think I had more of that in the first video. This time I just want to kind of record myself working on Easy Sketch Pro 3 on the fly. I don't really have a plan for this video just yet, but again, it's all going to be completely on the fly, so hopefully it won't be a complete disaster. Let's change the canvas size there. And yeah, that's about it, so let's just get into this. And first thing I'm going to do is choose a background. These are all backgrounds that come with Easy Sketch Pro. Basically what I want here is just a cover screen, whatever you might call it. I don't know, that looks fine to me. Nice quality on the image. You can see that it's very crisp HD quality. And inside this frame I am going to put some text in there and just say Easy Sketch Pro 3.0 review. Going to center that. Let's see if, okay, so there's that. Double click to manipulate it, and I kind of put that in the center, like so. Actually, before that, let's do this. Welcome to my So it's very easy to move things around and select them and rotate your elements. Right now, this Easy Sketch Pro Review element appears first and the welcome is second. We want to actually flip-flop that. As you can see also, if you even though you choose a font size when you enter text, by simply resizing the element, your font size will scale as well. Okay, let me go over the properties of this text. It's not what I wanted. Edit, there we go. So I just wanted to change the color so that we have two different colors in play here. Okay. And the next thing I want to do is go to the timeline and actually that's not what I want to do. I want to right click this element and move it up, or should I say down, in the order. Right? Hold on a second. There we go. So now let's preview. There you go. Now, if I wanted to, you can also change the hand that you're using for the video. It doesn't have to be the default hand. There is a lot to choose from. Let's see. You can make it interactive. Takes you to makemyvideointeractive.com, and you just have to log in with your Easy Sketch Pro credentials. We may do that in a little bit. But that is our first slide. So from there, I want to create a new slide. As you can see, the new slide takes on the background from my previous slide, and I can continue to use the background throughout my animation if I want. And I think I will for the time being. Alright, so here is where I have absolutely nothing planned. So let's find an image. I'm looking for a character, some sort of, and of course there's a category for that. So a character that I can use and sketch into my animation. Got Batman, all kinds of funny stuff there. Let's see, are those our only characters? Now keep in mind you can download, you can import any images that you may have or download images from the web. Anything can be sketched in. It does not just have to be images that you see in the library here. Alright, so I'm just gonna choose this one and make it a bit larger, and let's say if you are an online for 2015 establishing a video marketing presence has become essential. So I'm going to put this text in the frame. Looks like it's taking a moment to appear. Unless it already did, and oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Okay, so of course, as I mentioned earlier, you can resize this. Now, I should probably go back in and edit this, and I'll tell you why. And what we should do here is basically add some breaks, like that. Establishing a video marketing presence has become essential. There we go. Okay, and actually I'm going to use a different image here. Oh, what do you know? We have an internet marketing category right there. Let's put him down there and move this over here. Should we add another image in this empty space? Let's do this. Now you can really tell that I'm doing this on the fly. Okay. Okay, if I preview this slide right now, and I will, actually what we want to do is only preview the second slide if that's possible. I'm not sure if it is. Okay, play from, yeah. So basically, you can see that it's still sketching everything in. Now that sketch actually looks pretty cool. But once again, I want the order to change a bit. So I'm going to bring that down, bring this up. Now we're going to keep this slide as a sketch, but what I was getting at a moment ago is if we went into the timeline, there's probably other ways of doing this too. You go to the properties of any element, and you don't have to draw everything in. You could also drag it in, fade it in, you know, or have nothing at all. But since this element looked so cool being sketched in, I'm going to leave it alone, and we're going to create our next slide. And here I'm going to use a character that I almost used in the first slide. See if I could find him. I believe it was in characters. No, it was not. Definitely wasn't there. People. Here we go. Okay, so we've got this guy back. And I'm going to say but the truth is most of us have no idea how to create any quality video. Okay, so now I have a sense for how you need to break things up. So already I have less editing to do in this slide. I mean, you obviously learn from your experiences with the program, and it's quite easy to use as it is. I just feel like this should be aligned a little better. Okay. So as I was saying, you don't always have to sketch everything in. So let's go over to the timeline here. Actually, wait a second. Let's bring this down just a bit. Okay, let's go over to our timeline, and this guy is going to drag from the, I don't know, from the top. We're going to drag him in from the top, okay? So now, watch this. Oh, here he comes. Or, instead, we could just do this. Just have him fade in. Take like 1 second to fade in. See how I adjusted that? Okay. So he fades in, boom. I like that a little better. But the truth is, most of us have no idea how to create any quality video. Okay. Now we're going to bring in our first image from the hard drive, which is easy enough to do. And I know exactly where it is. So I'm gonna grab my Easy Sketch Pro logo. I'm gonna add it quite large, but we're about to change that. And I'm going to put the logo there. Has just changed all of that. Alright. Easy Sketch Pro has just changed all of that. And I'm going to do my first change of font as well. And we're going to use a darker red font to kind of match the Easy Sketch Pro colors. And we're going to do the good old resize here. So Easy Sketch Pro has just changed all of that. And remember, I can easily kind of rotate to make it align properly. Let's take a look at how that would appear. I think just rotate a tad bit should do the trick. There we go. What about that? Yeah, that looks good to me. Well, it's as good as it's gonna get. You know, this is also harder to do when you're recording. Recording on my PC takes quite a bit of resources, system resources. Anyways, Easy Sketch Pro has just changed all of that. So here is where I'm kind of making the claim of my presentation. I'm going to go into the timeline, and what I want to do is change how this logo comes in. I just want to drag it in from the top, and I want it to happen in 1 second, like this. Boom. Easy Sketch Pro has just changed all of that, and that is it for that particular slide. Okay, so our new slide is going to say, it's going to tell us why Easy Sketch Pro changes all of that. So I'm going to explain, and we're going to use another image for the sake of consistency. And what I'm trying to do here is explain that ESP3 allows anyone to create stunning whiteboard animations. Okay. So ESP3 allows anyone to create stunning whiteboard animations, but going to have to do a little resizing to make sure this fits. And below this, we're going to say, regardless of technical skill. That's what everyone wants to hear. Okay, regardless of technical skill. And I'm looking for that dark red again. Okay, so let's bring that in to the frame, and hopefully we won't have to change anything to fit it. Doesn't look like we will. Okay, so regardless of technical skill, then I can kind of align the other two elements like so. And now we are going to change how these elements appear in the slide. So the first one, let's see whether we want to sketch it in or make it appear. Okay, so I think we can leave the first two elements, leave those as sketched in, and the third element, we're going to drag it in from the bottom, and again we're going to have it take about a second to come in. So now it's going to look like this. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is add some background music to the entire presentation. So I'm going to click music here, and I'm going to choose from a pretty wide selection of background music that comes with Easy Sketch Pro 3.0. I'm going to go through these offline for a moment and then come back when I've chosen one of them. Okay, so I found background music to use, and I'm going to make sure to loop it just in case the presentation runs longer than the MP3 itself. But all I'm going to do is add it, and now what I want to do is run the animation from slide 1, run the entire animation once through from start to finish, and just kind of see how everything comes together after what we've done so far. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to simply click preview, and music should play as well. And there you go. So now we have 5 slides easily created. Remember, this is only my second or third time using Easy Sketch Pro 3.0, and you can see how easy and intuitive everything is, and all the options I need are up here. So at this point, what I'm going to do is kind of finish this one up, and in the next video we're going to add a final slide somewhere and add call to action buttons to our video, and I'll show you how that works. So if you want to check out Easy Sketch Pro 3.0, I have a link to my review page directly below this video. You will also find my exclusive bonuses there, and I also guarantee the best price for this product at any given time. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below as well. And thank you very much for your support by watching this video. Have a great day.
Boogie woogie woogie. You gotta feel it. It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. Ooh, shaking. It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. Chicken little somebody, she's a puppet like a chicka 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 chicka. She got the boogie. Now you can't hold it. It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie.